Monday is here again. New week, new goals. Let me ginger you up for the week here on Joy News Interactive. And I'll do that when I come your way with hashtag Monday Motivation. The show is live from digital address GA099253 in Kokomemli, Accra, on DSTV channel 421 and GoTV channel 144. Our social media handle for Facebook, Twitter and Instagram is Joy News on TV. My name is Selina Ampo. What an eventful weekend it has been, with punches flying around commercial vehicles. Whew. If you haven't seen that particular video of the brawl between a trotro driver, his mate and a police officer, let's take a look at it. The uniformed policeman who was captured in the viral video being brutally assaulted revealed that he was only doing his mandated work, and he was trying to prevent these two guys who had refused to be arrested. They pounced on him and gave him the beating of his life because he had refused to allow them do what he observed was a violation of the road regulation. According to eyewitnesses, it was the policeman who attacked first, but it didn't warrant such an act from the young men. No matter what, honestly, never assault anyone, especially a man in uniform. It is wrong. It's against the law and it's condemnable. There are mixed reactions on Facebook, but it appears a lot of people support the perpetrators of this act. Really, is that what we want? A state of lawlessness? Well, let's read some of what you had to say on the dramatic encounter. And we have Lakenzo, who says the officer, or whatever he thinks he is, was completely fighting for his life. In his mind, he's probably saying, what kind of devils are all today? And we have Zippy, who says the police service has lost its all due to their arrogance, always going around harassing drivers because of 5 cedis bribe. Now they have lost respect from the public. And Simon says, look at this. Why this wouldn't happen if people who are supposed to know better attack the police? The media house, what are you also saying about this? My ears are widely open to hear at what level you will talk about this. What at all did the policeman do to warrant that attack? And Jojo Little says IGP should really thank the helmet. Otherwise, I'll continue later, going back to watch the video again. And we have Louise, who says, you know the guys are angry when they both decided to punch the helmet. And Collins Yabwa says, now the table has turned around. It's not the police brutality, but rather civilian brutality. Now let's get some education on this from COP Bright Odro, and he's the former CID boss. Hello. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Let me find out from you, how should the police handle this?
Come again, handle
the situation, the police brutality, and how should the police handle this?
I don't know what to say. But
these are civilians attacking the police officer, and I want to find out from you, how should the police handle this in this situation where civilians take up the mantle and decide to fight the police? What should the police do?
To everyone, every member of the public, this should be investigated, and then if there is evidence, then the culprits must be brought by way of prosecution. because if that is allowed to continue, if there is no action taken against those who perpetrate it, then members of the public will be encouraged to attack police anytime there is that confrontation, anytime the police try to make some arrests. So it is important that these people who assaulted the police officer be immediately arrested and then investigated. And if there is evidence, based on the evidence available, they should be prosecuted.
Okay.
Okay.
But I think this calls for some education, especially on how citizens should react in such a situation. Don't you think so?
Yes, I think so. We should, I think, revive our education with the public. Some time ago, we used to have the police and the civilian encounters where we educate them about police rules and then the need to assist the police in make lawful execution.
Okay.
But I think it has stopped for some time now, and I think it's time now to revive that campaign. It is very important to educate the public about the do's and don'ts, especially when dealing with it.
All right. Did you ever see this coming, that civilians would one day attack a police officer?
Oh, but this has been happening in the past. I think some civilians have attacked or beaten up police officers in the past before. And some of them were arrested for court. And so it's not a new phenomenon. I think it's been happening. But like I was saying, if the education drive intensifies, I think the members of the public will be informed appropriately and know how to deal with the police.
Okay, but let me find out before we wrap up on our conversation. It appears that the public has lost trust in the police, and those two young men seem to have forgotten that it was a man in uniform. How can the police regain that trust of the public?
I think police need to be more professional, and I think they should also try to avoid confrontational situations. If a police officer is arresting and then he's meeting some resistance, he needs to distance himself and call for reinforcement. Confrontational situations must at all costs be avoided. So that is what brings about attacks on police officers. But the education will serve the purpose that we want. Educating the public, there should be a lot of education. The police intensifying their education so as to inform the public to do what is right and what is wrong.
Okay. There seem to be some section of the public trying to laud the activities of these two young men. Some people are enforcing the acts. What do you have to say to that?
Say again, please. I didn't hear.
Pardon?
I have to say again.
I'm saying there seem to be some people enforcing the act. They are endorsing the act. They are lauding this action by the two young men. What do you have to say to that? Sorry.
They are lauding the two young men who beat up the police.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. Whatever the situation was, I think the policeman was in uniform also, and I hear he chased them because there was this traffic discipline on the part of the driver and the lady. And so for them to meet out this the policeman was very unfortunate. And those people who are lauding this, if you do this, then you encourage others to do the same thing, and then you undermine the authority of the police. So I don't think it's proper for anybody to think that what they did was right. And as I said, they should be immediately arrested, and I understand they have been arrested. There should be some investigation, and based on the outcome of the investigation, if there is evidence, then they should be put before court. We cannot just arrest and then send them. So there should be some investigation. At least we should find out why they did that. What motivated them to attack the police officer. And then, based on the evidence that is obtained, we should proceed.
So, some people have said that it's very weird that the police have swiftly responded to this and arrested the two young men. Even they are arraigned for court. As against when civilians are being brutalized by the police? When you juxtapose the situations, why is that so?
You know, this one, a police officer was attacked, and I think in the full glare of others. And so the identities of the attackers were known immediately. And the police officer who was a victim will also make a report, and the police will move in to have them arrested. You can, of course, publish them. But I learned they had their pictures. And even we've seen this on video. And so it was not easy. It was, let me say, it was easier for the police to have identified and arrested the culprit. But this other one, the civilian, the policeman or the policeman beating the civilian. One, the civilian must have to go and make a report to the police. And then there should be a way of identifying the police officer responsible. If the police officer had identification mark, maybe he has his tag number and name on his uniform, it will be much easier for the police to identify the police officer. That all depends on the civilian also making a complaint to the police for the policeman to be identified and arrested. I don't know whether that has been done, but if the civilian does not go to report, he has been the victim. And of course, he should initiate the complaint. And if he feels unwilling to do that, I don't think the police can do much. In this case, I don't know whether the victim has reported to the police. Are you talking about the three journalists?
We are done.
Hello?
Hi, I'm here.
Yeah, are we referring to those three journalists that were allegedly attacked by the police officer?
Yes, we are.
Yeah, so they should immediately make a report to the police. If they know the number of the police officer, they should disclose for the police to immediately identify the police culprit and have it affected them. But in the case of the police, I think there are two big cases of discipline. One, the first one will be an internal one. And then the second one, if it's investigated and there is evidence, then bringing the police officer before.
Thank you very much, Bright Odro, COP Bright Odro. He's the former CID boss. Now, away from that, it's not new to find men of God caught up in some controversies with the media. The latest being Reverend Owusu Bempah. This time around, the Ghana Journalists Association is calling for his immediate arrest. Why? On Friday, Reverend Owusu Bempah stormed the offices of Radio XYZ in Accra with armed men and threatened to kill one of the station's presenters, Salifu Mugabe Mase, an act everyone is frowning on because he is a man of God and people expected better. Let's hop on to Twitter to read some of the comments. And we have Larry who says, I say Owusu Bempah be above the law, boss. And he's replying to Success, who says, the way our Ghana police is not being independent is crazy. They invited Fosu Ampofo to the headquarters for questioning, but Owusu Bempah is just there. And this is Pimp Storm, who says the Owusu Bempah guy, why he know they counter back? At JD Mahama, you for make serious. Those are really serious allegations he's making against you. And wave it off with a simple, don't mind him. You pa. And Mikey says, Master, Owusu Bempah cannot call himself an anointed man of God. Men of God are not as loud as this nuisance. The wrath of God takes time, but when it comes, he will know his smoothness level. And Wisdom says, apparently Owusu Bempah has become one of Ghana's political gods, untouched, feeling worried. And we have Pimp Storm, who says, doesn't give Owusu Bempah the right to make such claims without substantial evidence. We need to set our society up in such a way people won't get off the hook constantly after making such allegations. Now to some sports, Lionel Messi is trending on social media because of a goal he scored over the weekend. What a beautiful goal by Messi right there. Let's read some of the tweets on this. And True Score Soccer Live says, "Are you kidding me? This may be the best first touch goal I've ever seen. Messi is amazing." And Ade said, "There are great players. They are all-time great players. Then there's Lionel Messi." And Mr. Sam says, "Messi scored a hat-trick and Twitter is silent. But if it were to be their MCM, they will have searched for the exact tweet they were looking for because our timeline will be filled with his name. Messi scored a hat-trick and the opposition supporters started chanting, 'Messi, Messi, my GOAT.'" And that's the greatest of all time, with a heart emoji right there. And Man says, "Good morning to those who know that Messi is the best footballer in the world. To those still in denial, I can't help you. Try Pastor Moboro, Krug Bushuri, or that guy who woke up by Elliot." And Joe Morrison says, "Messi caressed this ball so gently that the ball itself did not even feel the contact. Hashtag touch." Well, it's time for us to take a short breather and we'll be back after this. Welcome back from that short break. You're still watching JoyNews Interactive with me, Selinam Ampo. Now, once in a while, we all need some motivation to get on in life. That is why I'm bringing you hashtag Monday Motivation. Let's get motivated. And we have David Zwain who says, "Start your day in rest knowing Jesus has already taken care of it. Hashtag Monday Motivation." And we have Bernard who says, "Don't get jealous of someone who's ahead of you. Rather copy from him or her to succeed in your life. Success is always between you and your mind. Hashtag Monday Motivation." And we have Poloi who says, hashtag Monday Motivation. As you breathe, another person takes his last. So stop complaining, but rather live your life with what you got. Make every breath count. Well, that's it for Monday Motivation. It's time for us to wrap up on the show. You've been watching JoyNews Interactive with me, Selinam Ampo.